Loomer here. So I am here in the Judean Hills with Avi Abelow. Avi Abelow is a very well-known Jewish journalist who is a dual citizen of both the United States and Israel. Thank you so much for meeting with me today.
It is a pleasure having you here in the beautiful Judean Hills, Laura.
Thank you. I've been talking to you on social media for many years now,
Yes.
And it's great to finally meet you in person.
It is a pleasure.
So tell me about what it's like living here in the Judean Hills, and just kind of give the audience, a summary of who you are, what you do as a journalist, and why you decided to move to Israel.
Sure. So first of all, it's a dream come true. I mean, as a Jew, we every Passover we say next year in Jerusalem. It's been the dream of the Jewish people to once again be sovereign in our homeland, in our ancestral homeland. Mm-hmm. And here, right behind us, there's a path there. You know what the path is called? It's called the Path of the Forefathers. Why is it called the Path of the Forefathers? Because Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the 12 tribes, they all walked there. So this is where our indigenous identity was created. And I'm living here. And it's amazing. I'm living here. My children are growing up here like a Jew in our ancestral homeland. So there's nothing better. What do I do? Like you, I'm about telling the truth out there. There's so much lies. It's a world of lies. It's a fake news world. Mm-hmm. And I'm out there for the Jewish people, for the land of Israel, standing up and telling the truth. So Laura, I just wanted to welcome you to the real Apartheid. Here you can see Palestinian Authority territory. Area A means it's run by the Palestinian Authority. No entry for Israelis, entry illegal. And again, it's by Israeli law because of arrangements with the Palestinian Authority, but obviously our lives are in danger if we go to the other side.
And that's why when we walked up, we got some weird looks from people in the area. So.
Right, 100%. But here, they can walk here, and obviously Arabs are allowed into Efrat if they have work permits, because that's the way it works. We have to watch over our security, because we know there's a danger, but if they have work permits, they're allowed in. And the roads, we travel together. You're going to see yellow license plates or Jewish license plates or Israeli Arab license plates, because there are plenty of Israeli Arabs who drive Israeli license cars. And then you're going to see white and green license plates, and those are the Palestinian Authority. We drive on the same roads in Judea and Samaria. So there you go, right there.
The real apartheid enforced by Muslims, not the Jews in Israel.
Exactly.
Saw this apartheid wall that has an opening, so it really isn't even a wall, because just like the U.S.-Mexico border in the area by Otay Mesa, where I showed you guys the video when I went to Nancy Pelosi's house and we brought the illegal aliens to her yard, there really isn't a wall, there really isn't a fence if you have an opening, right? The whole purpose of a fence or a wall is to keep people out. And so when you have a big opening that, people can see this wall, and then all they have to do is walk another 500 feet or 100 feet to the opening and cross right over, well, that's not really a wall, right? Because the whole purpose is border security, protection, keeping people out. And if you can get in, well, what's the point?
So as a 10-year-old, I wanted to be an Israeli soldier, because it's not just defending the land of Israel, it's defending the whole Jewish people. And so it's not just a mandatory that I have to go to serve in the Israeli army. I believe it's my privilege, and I tell my children it's a privilege that we live in a generation we could stand up for ourselves. And that's what we do. And sometimes you have to learn with reality. There are bad people out there.
Right.
And we don't want to kill. But if they try to kill us, of course we're going to stand up and defend ourselves and kill them instead of them killing us.
Right.
That's our duty. That's the duty of any state. The first responsibility is defend your citizens. That's the contract when you elect elected officials. And European countries, they're not defending Europeans. America is still not defending Americans from this onslaught.
Yeah, we have a Democrat Party that wants to disarm Americans. I find it to be extremely disturbing that, most Jews in America vote for the Democrat Party. They stand with a party that aligns themselves with Islam.
Exactly.
And so when Jews align themselves with the Democrats, they align themselves with people who seek, their downfall. And so if you could, give a message to the American Jews, you are a United States citizen, what would that be?
My message to American Jewry is simple. Be proud Jews. Educate yourselves about your heritage, about your identity, about Israel, about Jewish history, about Israeli history. Own your identity. Don't run away from it. Don't be embarrassed by it. Don't let the left Western world steal your identity from you and tell you you're something you're not. You're a Jew. We're not white, we're not black, we're not brown, we're not yellow. We are all colors. We've lived all over the world because we've been in exile, but we're Jews because we come from here, Judea. And the best way to protect yourself or ourselves from anti-Semitism, from the growing onslaught from the Muslim world as well, stand up and be proud. As all Jews and any American who seriously wants to make sure that America is a safe, free place for their children and grandchildren, because the Democratic Party is bringing America to ruin and to the rise of Islam in America, which is going to ruin America just like it's ruining Europe. Just look at Europe!
Yeah.
Just look at Europe! Look at France! Look at England! Look what's going on! How can Americans be blind and not realize that what's happening in Europe is going to be in America another 5-10 years if they do not stand up against the growing rise of a strength of care and the Muslim Brotherhood in America? It's just clear. And
who I'm suing, by the way.
Who you're suing. So
who I'm suing. So thank you. I hope that people watching this video will learn a lot about Israel and the situation here in Judea and Samaria. But we're almost running out of time this afternoon, so we got to rush over to the Temple Mount.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. This is a Roman street from when the Romans ruled here. This is called the Cardo. A Cardo is like an outdoor marketplace. Right? You see those, what the soldiers are sitting in and those people are sitting over there? Those are two storefronts on this main outdoor marketplace called the Cardo. So I like to tell people when they say they believe the lies against Israel, I'm like, wait a second, you don't believe in history? You don't believe in the Roman history? You didn't study history, you didn't study about the Romans? The most successful uprising against the Roman Empire was who? Were the Jews in Judea. It took place here. You can't deny the Jewish connection to this world without denying that history ever happened and that the Roman Empire ever existed. So anyone who says that the Jews have no connection to this land and that the temple didn't exist because the Romans destroyed the temple, right. They're basically denying history.
That's their goal, of course, is to rewrite history. And you know what they say? It's those who win who write history, exactly. Right? And so when you look at Islam as an ideology, and they have the whole goal is to conquer and force others to submit, right? Well, that's what they want. They want to conquer, they want to win, so that they can rewrite history.
100%. And here we have the archaeology. You see it. You see these Roman pillars. It's known. The archaeologists know. These are from Roman times. It's right there in front of your camera.
Why do you think? I mean, you know the answer to this, but that's why ISIS and a lot of the Islamic terrorist organizations around the world, they're destroying monuments. And not just the Jews, right? They're destroying Christian monuments all around the world, right? Everything that has any archaeological substance or significance to prove, right, that Jews and Christians, of course.
Exactly. I mean, I'll bring a contemporary thing. Gaza. Jews have a history in Gaza. You read the Talmud. There are rabbis who lived in Gaza. There were synagogues in Gaza. Before Israel left and destroyed the Jewish communities and expelled the Jews there was a mosaic floor of a synagogue in Gaza City. Guess what? It's not there anymore. Who destroyed it? The Muslims destroyed it. The holiest place for the Jewish people, the Temple Mount. And this is the western wall of the Temple Mount. It's called the Western Wall, it's called the Wailing Wall, but the true importance of the Western Wall is that it is the retaining wall for the Jewish temple that was above. So people who tell you that the Western Wall is the holiest place for the Jewish people, they're wrong. It's the Temple Mount that's the holiest place for the Jewish people. And the Muslims who tell you that the Temple Mount belongs to them, well, how could their dome be on top of our Temple Mount and yet they be the first ones? They are the occupiers. We came here first. Herod built the wall below, and then the Muslims built the dome on top. So the picture tells the exact story. This mount belongs to the Jewish people. Later on, the Muslims built a dome on top. It's that simple.
right now because it's Ramadan, and the Muslims don't want the Jews up there in the afternoon during Ramadan.
Yeah, you really get a sense of the fake news. Israel, the Jewish state, we allow the Muslims to have their space, right or wrong. We allow them to have their space. Ramadan, all right, we respect them. But it's close to us. It's our holy site. We're not allowed up. It's forbidden for us to go up now.
What I want people to take from this video, more than anything, especially the Jewish people living in America, most of whom vote for the Democrats, is that another war is coming, right? It didn't just end with the Holocaust. It didn't just end with the killing and the murder of 6 million Jews. What we are witnessing around the world in places like Europe and now the United States is something that the people of Israel are well accustomed to and are preparing for and live every single day.
Right.
Live every single day.
I'm a big fan of Bernard Lewis, The Clash of Civilizations. He understood in his books, and this is 20, 30, 40 years ago, the Muslims are on the march. They're still in the Crusades. They haven't given up. They are a civilization of history. Right. And the fight of the Crusades did not end. It's the Christians that are now asleep, and they don't understand that it's still the same war from thousands of years ago. And again, I say this all the time, it's not every Muslim, but the Sharia, jihadi Islam, they're on the march. Right. And here in Israel, we know who our enemy is most of the time, and we have an army that defends us. But the Europeans, they have no clue. The Americans, they have no clue. And I like to say, we here are a light into the nations, the Jewish people in Israel, for the world to wake up. We're here, we're on the front line for all of Western civilization. And they have to wake up because we can only defend so much if they're not willing to defend themselves.
Yes.
And they allow the Rashida Tlaibs and the Ilan Omars and the Muslim Brotherhoods and the CARES to have power in America. They're just allowing American culture and American civilization to be eaten up and taken over from within without even a fight.